Well, hello and welcome back to the watch pile, the ever growing, very minimal decreasing watch pile. I have a ridiculous amount of movies in front of me, things that have all been added to the collection. Now, this was a culmination of a few things. Delayed service is a big part, so I had my imprint sale order, which I ordered in November, which just came through. I have indicator titles, which I ordered, which were delayed, that just came through. I have screeners that have been sent through. I have my Vinegar Syndrome sale purchases at the start of January, which all came through. So this is a bigger haul than I had anticipated, adding much strain to the watch pile. So let's dive into the titles that I have picked up. I'll briefly touch on them because I've watched a few of them and we'll get to them. So, first up, The Big Gundown, indicator title, which I absolutely adored. I thought it was terrific, fantastic, went well with Run Man Run. Next up, I have from Indicator as well. I'll just do them in labels to make it easier. Enter Santo, which is two films, Santo versus the Evil Brain and Santo versus the Infernal Men. Watched both of these. I preferred the first one. The second one is fine, but it reuses a lot of the same footage or alternate takes from the first movie, probably because they didn't get time to finish it. Interesting. I'm still curious about seeing more Santo movies to come. Now, the complicated one, which I don't really know how to justify. So we've got Magic, Myths, and Mutilations, the micro budget cinema of Michael J. Murphy. I don't even know how many movies is in this, and I'm cheating. I'm counting it as one. There is something I'm planning on doing with this. We'll see if it happens or not. Now on to some imprint titles that I've got through, which you'll see a pickup video of these coming, or it may have been already. No idea. So we have Burn, which is the Marlon Brando movie, also known as Queimada, which is included in this set. It's terrific, phenomenal. I was highly impressed with this. A classic in my eyes is The Eagle Has Landed, which I really enjoyed revisiting. It had been such a long while since I had seen it. It was great to sit down and watch. A movie I just watched this morning, William Wyler's Carrie. This is depressing as all hell. There's no other way to describe it. It's a great movie, but my goodness, was it just soul crushing. Next up, we have Something to Live For, which is the next up on my watch pile. This is all about Ray Milland, and I think I've maybe seen this one before. He is an Alcoholics Anonymous sponsor. He gets called in to help an actress, and a kind of relationship kind of grows from there, and he is married with kids. Also got The Bad News Bears Go to Japan, which, yeah, the reputation is correct on this one. It's not great. I'm glad to round out the trilogy. My sale purchase from imprint. First up, we have body bags. Body bags. I'm going to stop doing that. Body parts, which I ordered thinking it was body bags. It wasn't. I'd seen this one before, but I kept getting the two titles mixed up. It was really hokey, cheesy, fun, over the top nonsense. I also picked up Stir of Echoes, which I haven't seen in the longest time, and I loved it. Same for The Gift, Sam Raimi movie, which I just needed to get, and one of my favourite 70s horrors, Let's Scare Jessica to Death, which, if you haven't seen it, it's pretty amazing. A friend of mine, Jeff, very kindly sent me through the BFI release of Null by Mouth, directed and written by Gary Oldman, starring, Ray Winston, Kathy Burke. I don't think I've seen this one. I remember when it came out. I'm really curious. This is one of those really like super duper editions they've released, and I'm looking forward to checking out at some point. Two Eureka releases, which you've probably seen already. Magnificent Warriors, Michelle Yeoh, Indiana Jones, ass-kicking spectacular. Loved that one a lot. And I was really impressed by Violent Streets, a Yakuza movie which was tremendously fun, violent, and although it had a typical plot, offered a lot of newness and great character moments to that. Now on to the Vinegar Syndrome partner label sale and subscription movies. So first up, one of the £10 titles I got was Ice Cream Man. A review for that actually just dropped for members or certain members today, which when I post this video would have been Thursday the 16th. Yeah, 16th. So that's out already. There was a new sub-label to Vinegar Syndrome, which is Vinegar Syndrome Labs. The first of that was Kuruzu, Beast of the Amazon, a 1950s monster movie, which was really good. Follows the kind of tropes of the monster movie and then just blew them out the water with a great kind of twist, which I really enjoyed. Anthology movie, Flesh and Fantasy, review be coming soon for this. Great cast in this one: Edward G. Robinson, Barbara Stanwyck, host of others, and it was 3 tales that were delivered in a really nice fashion and didn't feel the need to constantly have twists and turns. In fact, one of them has a downright incredibly happy ending, which was terrific. In fact, I'd say at least, yeah, there's another one with a fairly happy ending as well. Next up, we have Frostbator, otherwise known as Wendigo, a trauma movie that is really good. Low budget regional horror, great stop motion effects, fun stuff like that. That'll be review coming soon again, as the review for Undead. I had the DVD of this. I was eager to upgrade. Umbrella has now become a Vinegar Syndrome partner label. This is a ridiculously stacked release. Poster, booklet, wealth of extras, hours of extras, and a fantastic film that just, well, stays the test of time. Now, everything else here I haven't watched as yet and still to get to, but some I have seen before, like From Beyond. Look at this wonderful artwork, which is a 4K edition as well. It's back to front inside the box. So yep, I've seen that before. I love it. I will get to soon enough. From Vinegar Syndrome Archive comes Undeclared War, which I have heard nothing but amazing things about, and that's made me super excited to check this one out. From Agfa and Shout is The Leather Boys, a British movie, which by all accounts is great. I was talked into picking this one up because it's supposed to be fantastic. The next Vinegar Syndrome archive title is Ted Bundy, directed by the man who did Freeway. So that was the main reason I picked this one up, and we shall see how it goes. The Vinegar Syndrome Ultra release continues with Sidekicks. I love Sidekicks. I'm pretty sure I've got a review of this film on the channel, and I watched it last time on YouTube, I think. So I'll be definitely doing an updated review for this, talking about that movie. Another £10 title or $10 title I picked up was Detention, which is a Asian horror film. Again, I remember checking out clips of it, reading about it. The reviews are generally terrific, so looking forward to that. Next up, we have a movie that I have no idea what it's about. It's called Infernal Rapist. Mexican movie. We will get to it soon enough. Will it live up to the name? I'm pretty sure it probably will. And then last, not least, is the Hong Kong Volume 1, or Made in Hong Kong Volume 1, which is one of those movies that has a box and then inside is a slipcase and you have to go through that. It's the Russian nesting dolls of movies. It's got The Demon's Baby, Erotic Nightmare, and The Deadly Camp. And of course a little book that goes into all details about the film as well. So that was the last of a very lengthy pickups that I got. Lots of titles, lots of movies. some of which I've already managed to get through, which I'm quite happy about. In fact, until these started to pile in through the door, I was doing remarkably well with my watch pile. So the last time I had 131 titles, and I added 31 to that, bringing me up to 162. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So let's jump into my letterboxed and have a look at some of the things I watched. So I was here the last time we spoke, Royal Warriors. I watched Distant Thunder from Imprint, which was fine. It was a good one-time watch, not something I'd revisit. The 7% Solution from 88 Films, a review I just posted a day or two ago. If you're interested in Sherlock Holmes movies, check it out. This was terrific. I loved it. Sherlock Holmes goes and meets Sigmund Freud, and it was terrific. A couple of movies I watched on streaming, Sick and Terrifier. I don't know if anybody remembers Bernard and the Genie. An old British one-off comedy special, just over an hour, with Lenny Henry and Alan Cumming, and I had such fond memories of it, and I finally managed to track down a copy, and it lived up to my memories. Terrific. Jumping on to The Queen of Spades, which was fantastic, from was it a screener I got of that one? That was amazing. And then on to the Roland Joffe box set, where I watched Killing Fields, which absolutely destroyed me emotionally. Then The Mission, I watched the same day as if I wasn't feeling bad enough. City of God, which was such a joy. I have seen this one before when it first came out, but it was terrific. Fat Man and Little Boy was probably the weakest in the set and wasn't one I really enjoyed. It was interesting enough, but not something I'd revisit. City of Joy, which was kind of tropey, followed familiar beats I expected, but I found myself really liking this one a lot. Then we have continuing the Jesse Stone series, which I'm really enjoying. Jesse Stone Night Passage. Now, this was a review that ended up on the membership program for my channel, so members got to see the review for that. They'll get to see the rest of the reviews of Jesse Stone. The McPherson Tape 101 Films was interesting as an early found footage movie. It's historically prominent, but it's not something I would rush back to see. It had long periods of time where nothing really happened, and for a movie that was just over an hour, felt long. All Deceased Except the Dead, a giallo comedy that just didn't work for me. Terrific giallo story. Comedy was horrendous. Commando Ninja, which was absolutely fantastic. I posted a rave review about that one. Hopefully encourage some people to pick that up, because I had a whale of a time watching that. Walter Hill's Geronimo was interesting, fun. Again, I can't see myself rewatching it anytime soon. Lynn Ramsey's Ratcatcher was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I loved this film. I had a lot to say about it. I have done a review. I have done a second 3 to 4 minute just talking about the ending, because I wanted to get my thoughts out about that, and hopefully you people can, well, give me your sense of opinion on that. Next up was The Devil's Men, which was just not great, and it was really strange because it had Peter Cushing, Donald Pleasance, satanic cults. I just don't know how it didn't work. Body Parts, like I said, thought it was body bags. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, great. Jesse Stone, Death in Paradise is another Jesse Stone movie. Again, probably the weakest out of the three I've watched so far. I'm going to watch Sea Change, the next one, in the next day or two. And we'll see how we go on with that. Again, that'll be coming to members. We have Candyman 3, which I really kind of enjoyed going back to. Not a patch on the original. It's completely derivative of the original, but as a kind of late 90s slasher, it was fine. If you take away the Candyman name, it's generally fine. But pairing it up with that movie, it's just not a patch on the original at all. Another giallo here, Umberto Lenzi and Carol Baker in Knife of Ice. It was really fun. I really enjoyed this one a lot. Didn't think I was going to when I discovered that Carol Baker's character couldn't speak and she was going to be mute the entire movie, but that added a whole new level of interest for me. Next up, we have Cruzu, the Beast of Amazon, which was from Vinegar Syndrome. Love this one. There's a review on the channel. Undead, reviews coming really soon for that one. I absolutely adored it. Great throwback to maybe Evil Dead kind of movie or Brain Dead, that kind of really funny, really gory kind of movies. Scary Movie from 101 Films in the Agfa range was terrific. Flesh and Fantasy was a really good anthology movie. In fact, the more I've sat on it, the more I think about it. And when I filmed my review, the more I thought about it, the more I liked it. Remember the Night from Indicator was an absolute joy of a movie. Oh man, I've got a good review for that one coming. Well, I hope it's good. Which was really great. Loved the characters, loved the situation, loved how it did it in such a realistic and reasonable way. It didn't break the rules of the film for me, which was terrific. The Big Gun Down, I've already spoke about. Lee Van Cleef and Thomas Millian as Cuccio. It's amazing. Heard rumours that Face to Face, the middle part of this trilogy, is coming from Eureka later on this year. I hope it's true. Santo versus the Evil Brain was good. The Infernal Men was fine. Reviews coming for those as well. The Eagle Has Landed. Joy to revisit. Great cast, great film. As I say, the perfect Sunday afternoon film. Magnificent Warriors was Michelle Yeoh as Indiana Jones type character, and the fighting, the choreography was just perfect. It was so exciting and varied and different, using different kind of weapons and that. So much fun. Burn or Quemada, 4.5 for me. I thought this was excellent. I want to check out Quemada next, the sort of Italian version, a little bit longer, see what that adds in. That could go up to a 5 very easily. Violent Streets from Eureka was a wonderful Yakuza movie, really exciting, tense, taking a typical plot and putting its own spin on it that made it stand out from the crowd. Frostbator was a really fun regional horror movie. Throwback to Evil Dead 2 as well. It's not the best made. It's rough around the edges. Sometimes I appreciate that. The Bad News Bears Go to Japan was probably given a very generous 2 out of 5. It's not good at all. The Ice Cream Man was really fun. It's like an almost kiddie horror movie. It's not scary or threatening at all. I found it was bright and colourful, had some fun gore sequences, and was really great. That review is now live for members on the channel now. It's great. And Carrie, which I watched earlier on this morning, which was devastating. Just bleak. So bleak. Unnecessarily bleak. It was exhausting watching it. It really was. So there we have it. I managed to get through a good few discs. I've added a bunch in, but I got through a good few. So I watched 35 movies in this last period. I'm getting better, and personally, I'm not buying as much other than sale purchases, and a lot of the indicator ones were delayed, so I'm not really too sure. If, well, they do count because I just got them, but I don't have any indicator coming up. I don't have many pre-orders in for the next month, so I'm hoping to really get that list down. If I could come back next time and have it under 110, I would be over the moon. Will that happen? I do not know. I guess we'll just need to wait and see. So I brought the list down. That's the main aim here. Get the movies, watch the movies, get the list down. And I managed that. just. So there we have it. How do you think I'm getting on with the watch list? Do you get through your movies fine? Is there anything there that I picked up that I haven't watched that you've seen? Do you want to tell me about? Let me know in the comment box. While you're down there, hit this video with a thumbs up because it really helps the channel. And just now, my channel needs all the help it can get. So I would appreciate that. And of course, I will see you next time for more of the watch list. While you're filling the time there, there's some more content up here you can check out. Yeah, and in the description box are links to the Patreon, the manvfilm.com, and the membership program where you can get extra content which has been posted weekly now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.